Do you like avocados like I do?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our today's session. We are very glad to have you tuning in to this amazing session. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are tuning in. We hope you have had an interesting day and that you are ready to join our session today. So today we are going to start the series of this week where we are going to be majorly focused on Microsoft Fabric, and we are going to do an introduction to Microsoft Fabric, and we are going to take you through what Microsoft Fabric is, and eventually we will so by the end of this session we want you to understand what is Microsoft Fabric and what problem does it solve in our today's world. We want to show you how Microsoft Fabric fits with the tools that maybe you may already be knowing, or some of the tools that you already don't know, but we are here to take you through some of those tools and how they integrate into Microsoft Fabric. And then towards the end of the session today, we'll also want you to get a feel of what is Microsoft Fabric. And in that case, we want you to get hands-on and see how the environment looks like. So we are going to take you through the entire process of setting up your account, some of the features, where you need to start from, and how you can navigate the platform. And so, yeah, welcome. Stay tuned with us as we take you through the introduction to Microsoft Fabric. So first of all, before we jump into what we are doing, what we are going to look into today, my name is Sami Chesire, and I am a data and machine learning engineer here at Hamley. And we've been working on Microsoft Fabric for a while now, and I'm glad to be taking you through what it entails. And yeah, it's an interesting tool for sure. That's what I can tell you. Apart from that, I'm also a lead at the Kenya Microsoft Fabric community, which is basically a community where we bring together all people who are interested in Microsoft Fabric, where we're able to share ideas, we're able to share our knowledge with each other, and we can empower ourselves together as we continue learning and building with Microsoft Fabric. In our today's session, I'm not alone. I am here today with my co-pilot, who is Martin, and I will give him a moment to introduce himself. Welcome, Martin.
Thank you, Sami, for that introduction. My name is Martin Wambui. I am a data engineer at AMLI, and also I lead Kenya Microsoft Fabric community as a love of data, and after working with data for a long time. So it's good to come with a community for people who are interested in Microsoft Fabric, so that we can learn together, and so that we can also empower our community. We can empower those people who don't have a good understanding of what Microsoft Fabric is. So so that we can expand that knowledge to them. So this is basically a community that is ready to give the free knowledge to the community, to school, to industrial people, to understand what Microsoft Fabric entails. And I know together we can, we are also welcome to join this community. It's free of charge. And together we can do great things and ensure that everyone understands what is Microsoft Fabric and how we can leverage it in our organization to make sure that we get insight from our data set and make a good informed decision. Meanwhile, I will leave the summit to continue, and I'm going to see you as we do the demo. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin, for that great introduction, and we will be seeing Martin later on as he will be taking through some of the pieces that we are going through today. Now, as we start our introduction to Microsoft Fabric, so first of all, here at AMLI, we are passionate about helping organizations and also young innovators to harness the power of data to make smarter and more sustainable decisions. And you'll see what we mean by this as we progress. And so today, if you are attending this session, so let's, whether you are a student exploring data for the first time, if this is the first time you are hearing about Microsoft Fabric, if you have heard about it before and you're curious to see what it entails, whether you are a professional and you are looking to know about Microsoft Fabric, this is the session for you, and we'll start by first understanding what Microsoft Fabric is, why it matters, and how you can set up your account later on, as I'd said, so that you maybe also get your hands on and see what the platform looks like and what you can build with it. And so the question is now, what is Microsoft Fabric? And Microsoft Fabric is a data analytics platform that handles your entire data flow. So whether you are starting from collecting and processing your data to build reports and dashboards, so it combines that entire process. So it starts from the data ingestion process. You come now to the transformation process where you clean up your data, make sure it's in a good state before you now move it to the next place for building your reports and dashboards. Also, Microsoft Fabric enables real-time event routing. So whether you want to pick telemetry from sensors, from IoT systems, this is also the platform for you. And it does this through the several workloads that we see here on our screen. So we have the data factory, data science, real-time intelligence, data warehouse, and databases. And we'll go through these pieces here in a bit. So Fabric combines the best of Microsoft Power BI. I know that's a tool that many of us have heard of before. We have the Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory. So to create a single and a unified software that is a software as a service, that's a SaaS platform. So each of these workloads is built for a unique purpose. And right now we are going to explore how this experience empower data and business professionals, so to build the potential of their data. In this era of AI, so it's important for us to know that also AI is a big piece of what happens in Microsoft Fabric. So a good way to picture what Microsoft Fabric is, picture it as an office, your normal office space. So for data like we know of the Office 365, so it has tools for Word documents like the Microsoft Word. You have the PowerPoint for creating your presentations. You have the Excel for your spreadsheets. And so also here in Fabric, we have some of these workloads. And so let's begin with the first workload that we have here. And so Just a moment. Yeah, so let's begin with this workload that we have here. So this is the data factory. And so the data factory provides more than 150 connectors to either the cloud or on-premise data sources. So you can drag and drop. So it's as easy as just dragging and dropping the experiences for data transformation and the ability to orchestrate your data pipeline. So whether you are getting in data from your data pipeline, so data factory is the piece for you. Next, we have the real-time intelligence, and as I had mentioned earlier, so here we have the combination of real-time analytics and activator that allow you to ingest streaming data with high granularity. So dynamically, you're able to transform streaming data. We can think of these as, for example, we have different factories and different processing companies that have machines. So those machines have sensors that emit real-time data. So we want to be able to read what these real-time data provides, and that you can be able to analyze at real time. So we want to see whether there is this machine is going to fail at a certain time, whether the temperature that this machine is emitting is working correctly. So that is all that real-time intelligence is all about here in Microsoft Fabric. Next, we have the databases, and this enables the streaming of AI application development. So with simple, intuitive, and autonomous databases that provision in seconds. So we have Fabric's new database workload, and you can quickly unlock innovative new scenarios for AI transformation. And then next, we have the analytics piece, which is something that's very major here in Microsoft Fabric. And so it's the combination of three workloads. So we have data engineering, we have data science, and we have data warehousing. So data engineering enables the great authoring experience. So for example, we have Spark, and so you can start with the live polls in your notebooks. And also it has the ability for you to collaborate with other of your colleagues. Then we have data science. And this workload provides an end-to-end workflow for data scientists to build sophisticated AI models. You are able to collaborate easily. You are able to train. You are able to deploy, and you are able to manage machine learning models. As I've just mentioned in the previous example, when we talk about now, when you collect this data from these sensors that are in, let's say, an oil mining rig that has a sensor. So you want to be able to predict the time in which this machine is going to fail. So when you get this data from the sensors, you are now able to take this to your Fabric workspace, and then you are able to analyze it in real time. So once you get this data, you are able to train this data, you are able to build a machine learning model, and so you can be able to predict the time of failure for this machine. So this is a very big thing, because now we have to ensure that there is no downtime for these machines, because we are able to do those predictions in real time. We are able to measure the performance. And then finally, under the analytics workload, we have the data warehousing. So these ones provide a converged lakehouse and data warehouse experience with industry-leading SQL performance on open data platforms. Next, we have the industry solutions. And so these industry solutions allow the Fabric users not only to unify their data and lay the foundation for transformative solutions, but it also shortens the on-ramp to Fabric value for customers. So it doesn't matter the industry, so whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in manufacturing, retail, sustainability, it has industry-focused connectors. And so these provide industry solutions all across. It doesn't matter the industry, even those industries that really go into space. Yeah, Fabric is there to provide solutions for those kinds of industries. And then we now have Power BI, and I know these are tools that most of you have heard of before, and maybe you have also been able to interact with it. And so Power BI is also a part of the Microsoft Fabric experience. And so this provides industry-leading visualization and AI-driven analytics that enable business analysts and business users to gain insights from their data. So the Power BI experience is also deeply integrated into Microsoft 365, as you all know. And so it provides the relevant insights where business users already work. And so this is a big tool for bringing those visualizations to life, whether you want to visualize your data, whether you want to build dashboards or reports. Yeah, this is the perfect tool for you. And then we now have the partner solution. So partner solutions, these ones empower the users now to take advantage of an extensive ecosystem of partners that help drive business growth. And so there is a large community of business partners that are able to empower you to get to know different things about Fabric. And I will be talking about this as we progress. And therefore, with Microsoft new workload hub, you can discover how you can add and manage these pieces from now the industry leading providers, and we'll be showing you how you can be able to make use of these workloads later on once you're able to create your account. And then we also have Copilot in Microsoft Fabric. If you are in our sessions last week, you got to learn about what Copilot is and how you can build your agents, and what Copilot also, we have the large language model. And so it's also here in Fabric. And so with Copilot in Power BI, so we are using the power of large language models for in every layer for Microsoft Fabric to make sure that users can get things, can get more things done. And in Copilot, you can simply describe whatever you want. So you can describe the visuals that you want to create, and then Copilot goes ahead and does the work for you. It can even go ahead whether you want to generate DAX calculations. Copilot is there to help you create that. You want to create a narrative summaries. You want to ask questions about your data. So you can do all these. It's just like the normal way we prompt our AI. So you can do this in the Copilot that's built for Microsoft Fabric. And then we now have the data engineering piece and the data science and the data warehousing piece that I talked before. And so, yeah, these were key pieces of data analytics, and these are actually the major pieces that we get to work with as we are working with Microsoft Fabric. And then now that we know what Microsoft Fabric is, let us look at so what it can. And we want to look at the main capabilities that make Fabric such a powerful platform for working with data. So first of all is Fabric brings all your data tools together in one place. So as we have seen, all those different workloads brought together into one platform. So instead of using maybe different system you want to use, instead of you using one system for data storage, another system for analysis, another system for visualization, Fabric comes in and brings all those pieces together. So this means that your data stays organized and secure, and it is easy to manage for you because you can reduce the cost and the downtime for you moving from one tool to another. And for this, you can imagine a scenario where you are collecting your data from multiple sources. So Fabric helps you to store, so to first of all ingest that data into the Fabric workspace, store it, clean it, and you can be able to visualize all the data in that one platform. The second thing here is the promise that that Fabric helps you to connect to any data. So whether you want to connect data that's on the cloud, whether you have local files that exist in your computer, or whether you want even to pull data from other platforms. So let's say you want to pull from the web, you want to pull from anywhere else. So it treats all these things as one single source of truth. So instead of you having multiple versions of the same data, you can work from the trusted and up-to-date version. So for example, if you have 3 teams that are working on, let's say for this hackathon process that's going on. So let's say you have your team that's working on one project. So instead of everyone having their own version of the data or whatever you are working on, so Microsoft Fabric makes this process easier, because now, since you are working from one platform, you don't need to track on whether you are all at the same point, because Microsoft Fabric does that for you, and now that remains as your single source of truth. And then the third promise here is about now empowering every business user, because what is the point of now data having sitting there just with no use? So that's why Power BI is a core part of Fabric, and that all the data in One Lake is integrated into all of the other Office experiences. So it is built into, so Fabric is built into Excel, it is available in Teams, it is available in PowerPoint, and it is also available in SharePoint. So you don't need to be a data scientist to be able to use Fabric. So Fabric is there for anyone, whether you know how to code, whether you don't know how to code, whether you are into tech or not. This is the tool for you, because some of these tools are just all about dragging and dropping, which is something that all of us can be able to use. So whether you are a student, whether you are into engineering, whether you are into marketing, we can all use Fabric to visualize data and to make decisions without the need of us, writing all that complex code. Maybe, they ask you to write Python, Java. No. This is just there for everyone. And it's not just about the data that's building. So we have all the permissions that flow from end to end. So you can be sure that you need to work with the data that you need to see. And so when we talk about the fourth promise, and that is all about the AI capabilities that are built into Fabric. So every part of Fabric that we've seen has a built-in copilot that is able to accelerate your data journey. So it is there as your copilot, literally. It's there to help your work easier, and it's help you to be able to build in a faster way. So instead of you going there to manually search the insights for your data, so AI is there to help you now get these insights automatically. So you want to predict the failure of our machine, as we had talked about earlier. So you don't need to go there. You look at these failure points. No, you just need to ask AI, when do you think this machine is going to fail? And from the data that you have ingested into the platform, AI is there to help you to make to visualize some of these things and to make your work a bit easier. And now we now want to talk about the unifying our analytics on a complete platform. I know most of us here have worked on a project where we have data that is scattered all over the place. So you work on a project, you are told one piece of the data is in Excel, you are told the other piece is in Power BI, you are told there is also another piece in SQL, and then you are told there is another piece in the cloud. So you find yourself where you are scattered all over the place. You don't know really how to get to this, how to get to that. And there is a lot of time that's spent in between you moving from one of these pieces to the other one. And so now Microsoft Fabric solves that problem by bringing everything together. And so it gives your team, so whether you have data engineers, data analysts, data scientists, business users, you have marketing teams, they can now all work under one space. So you don't need to switch from multiple platforms or worry about, you are expecting your data engineer to ingest data from different sources, and then you expect him to move that to the data analyst for visualization, and then later on move that to the data scientist to build those machine learning models. All that can now be done within Microsoft Fabric. And a key piece of now this platform, now that we are all working together under one platform, what is the point about now? How do we ensure that the data that we store in this system is now secure? And so everything that we do in Fabric is protected by the enterprise level security and governance. So this means that our data stays private, compliant, and it's easy to monitor, because we need to monitor what's happening, who has access to what, and who does not need to access whatever. So this is important for companies that handle sensitive information. Picture a hospital where we want to protect patient confidentiality. So we want to ensure that those who need to access patient information are exactly those, and that we are able to protect the privacy and the confidentiality of patient information. And also, because now everyone works in the same platform, one of the key things is we want to collaborate. So we want to make work easier. So when you look at the end-to-end process, so we have your data engineers building the data pipelines, getting data now from the different sources that exist. They bring it into the platform. The data analysts pick the data from there. They are able now to prepare the data. They want to do some cleaning and transformation, and then they are able to visualize it. And then from there on, we can decide to now move those visualizations now to your business users. So you want to move that to your marketing teams. You want to move that to your CEO so that they may be able to make decisions from the same data, or you want to move it to your data scientists now, who are going to build those machine learning models that can be able to do quite a number of things. And now Fabric now uses the one shared pool of storage and computing power for all these workloads. So in terms of now cutting costs and in now making sure that all these storage is at one place. So this means that now even costs become easier to track. We are not able to pay different platforms to store data. We are now able to just pay what we need. And so this saves a lot of time, and also, of course, saves a lot of money, which is quite an important thing. And then now, Fabric now helps organization to solve one of the biggest challenges in data management. So we had talked about having data all over the place. And so that's why we have One Lake. So One Lake, you can think of it as OneDrive for data. So it serves as a central data lake where all information is securely stored, organized, and made available for everyone who needs it. So this approach removes the need to, you don't need to move or duplicate data. So of course, saves time, saves storage, does a lot of work in ensuring that your data is accurate and that you also have more control over your data. So we also have the open data format, so which makes it easy to share and analyze data across different tools and systems. So when you are working as a team, you need to connect to the same data without worrying about compatibility. So you don't want to, you don't need to ask yourself whether you are missing a few rows of your data, you're missing a few records here and there. So whether that data is coming from the cloud or on-prem, so we are able to access it centrally, and that data now remains compatible all through the process that we are working on. And so ultimately, this builds trust. So, and this is what we call trust in data. So by ensuring that everyone works from a single, consistent version of the truth, so decisions become more accurate, decisions become more reliable, and insights are now a proper and true reflection of what it actually is. And so this unified and secure approach gives organizations confidence in their data and enables them to focus more on now the key things that they need to do. So focus on innovation. If it's an healthcare organization, they're able to now focus on providing even better healthcare because they are getting better insights from the data, so which moves the organization forward compared to now having to rely on untrusted data, which sometimes does not help in making key decisions. And now, finally, so we have talked about now the data culture. So we want to enable everyone, so to go from working in Microsoft Fabric. So you can easily empower your business with capabilities. So we have real-time intelligence, which can empower your teams with real-time insights. And then we have the direct lake mode in Power BI. So you can create a real-time connection from Power BI reports to your data in One Lake. And then this direct integration between Power BI and One Lake so helps you promote the proper use of data for business users, and you can avoid that data fragmentation that I talked about earlier. And so this data can now easily flow from now Microsoft Fabric to other pieces of Office 365. So you can now move this data to your Teams application. You can move this to Outlook. You can move this to PowerPoint. You can move this to Excel. And so you can move it to any other piece that you want to. And finally, what now we are seeing is, so we want to see how Microsoft makes use of artificial intelligence to make working with data smarter, faster, and easier for everyone. And so a key of this AI integration is Copilot in Fabric, which we have talked about. And so we have also more, we have talked about Copilot, and we have seen how you can easily use Copilot to move things a bit faster. So let's now talk about a bit advanced tools now, like LangChain and semantic kernel. So these are used to now develop and custom AI models. So this means now when we were talking about the sensors from the machines, so you can now use the LangChain and semantic kernel to now develop custom AI models. So this also helps you to create chatbots. You can be able to build better predictive tools directly with the platform. So this one combines a bit of, now because these are a bit complex. So it provides that bit of flexibility for experts, and also just to make sure that whatever they are putting out from those models is able to be simplified for now everyday users. And now overall, Microsoft Fabric empowers organizations to use AI in very practical and very creative ways. And so whether you are generating instant insights, whether you are building machine learning models, whether you are integrating some of intelligent features into your dashboards, so Fabric simply turns AI into your accessible partner that helps your team to get things done easier and of course faster. And finally, it's important that when we talk about Microsoft Fabric, we also get to share, resources where we can learn. So some of these, so whatever you're seeing on the screen here is some of those resources, and you can go to these links, and this is something that we can share in our common communication channels. So you can try some of these resources to make sure that you get to learn more about Fabric, and that these things are very important for you. So yeah, so you can see we have some of those, so you can see how you can try Microsoft Fabric for free. You can join the community, you can share ideas, and of course, all this is about learning. So this contains a whole lot of learning material for you. So to ensure that you just get to learn these things as we progress. And so finally, it's important for you to connect with us. So as Amli, we are available on all social media platforms. Make sure that you go out there, follow us, where you'll be getting these insights. And also don't forget to make sure you follow the Microsoft Fabric community. We have quite a number of resources there. And what is important in there is that we are now focused on Microsoft Fabric. So everything Microsoft Fabric, make sure you follow us on LinkedIn, and we'll be glad to see you on the other side as we get to learn more on the Fabric side. Now I've spent time, talking a lot of things. It's now time for us to, get our hands dirty, get into the work, and now see how we can create an account and how we can move a few things a bit here in Microsoft Fabric. So with that, I want to welcome Martin, who will now take us through the next part.
Thank you, Sami, for that wonderful introduction on Microsoft Fabric. And now, since he has taken a lot of my time, we won't waste any time. We go back to, I'll share my screen. And then this is my screen now. It's a browser where we shall do our next step. We shall log into Microsoft Fabric. And maybe you mostly, this hackathon, the participant mostly are students. Maybe somehow you may be wondering, these people are teaching me things I've never seen in class or something like that. But I can tell you for a fact, whether you're doing, especially those people who are in tech field, either in data, either in web development, computer science, the most unfortunate thing is whatever you are learning in class right now, you may apply 5% of it in the real world. So it's better for you to get used to such kind of opportunity, especially as right now. I can say you are very lucky, because these opportunities to get what's happening in the real world, they are rare. So these things, they are the ones that will help you when you come to the industry, because whatever is taught in class, I would say, like, for our country, we are third world country. So whatever is being taught right now is not used in the current world, most of it. So it's better you to get used to what is being currently used. If it's certification you have to do, just go do it to inform yourself with what is in the industry, and then you get out. You will understand how this works. I sometimes tell people, like, when I was in second year, I started learning Power BI, and they're like, how did you know like Power BI was existing and you are just second year? But that thing helped even right now, and I was able to adapt to the market very easy. So don't feel like it's challenging. So let's stop a lot of stories and jump. So when you want to join to Microsoft Fabric, we shared some emails that we gave you. But just in case you don't have such kind of an email, and maybe you want to try this on your own, and you can go to a website called pempmail.org. So this one gave you a free email. You can generate just a free email. So if you use this email and then you follow the steps that you're going to show you, it will be very easy for you to go and log into Microsoft, and then you are given all the powers in Microsoft Fabric for 2 months, and even you can extend your trial. So for now, we shall open, and then there's a link that I think someone can share in the chat a link. Sammy can share the link for the free trial. So this link so it gives you to this page, and then you say try for free. So when you try for free, you pick your email that you had shared in the link that contains email. So if you had used one for Copilot, you continue using the one. So you don't have to change. You can use the same link. So for me, I'm going to use this this email. Then it's going to ask for the password. So after you are done providing the first password, it will ask you to change your password for security reasons. So we are going to change our password. So once you change your password, you continue, you say either stay signed in, to choose what you want. And so actually mine has jumped some steps. So I don't know why it has jumped some steps, maybe because it loves me. But for that case, you will be asked to authenticate your email to Authenticator. There's an app called Authenticator for Microsoft. So you'll be given somewhere to to scan, and then when you scan, you will now go to this step. So mine have jumped that step. I don't know why, but in case you have any question, you can always reach us in case you have any difficulty on logging to this. And now this is the Microsoft Fabric page, the one we've been telling you in the introduction. And from here now, there's one thing that we are going to do. And before we even look at some other features here, we are going to create a new workspace. So this workspace, we'll call it Hackathon. You can say 2025, or whichever name you want. And then from there now you can click apply. So it will ask you to upgrade to a paid Power BI license, but you don't want to pay, of course. So you try for free. And then when you try for free, it tells you all paid features of Power BI are yours for free for 60 days. And I'm telling you, this is something, if you know how the powerful the account you've given you as students, you can do massive things within those few days. You can even create a project that you can showcase when you get outside. And then and say you got it, you continue. So, and that's how now you've created a workspace that you shall use. So because we are creating this for the first time, we have some notification. So you see now you have trial you've got trials for 59 days, and you have you can click new item, new folder, you can import and other things. And then you can manage access. So I want us to come here and see whatever it's in manage access. So in the manage access, you see your name, and maybe you want to add some other group, because for this hackathon, we wanted you to collaborate. It's better you collaborate with other team members. So you will come and add their email. So you're gonna add their email here. So let me add so I'll look for one name, and then we shall add it here. So you come here and type the email you want, and then you just click add. And then if you want to give these roles, there's the viewer, there's contributor, member, admin. Admin has all the powers, and for example, viewer can only view the artifacts, whatever you've created, either Lakehouse or and then contributor can contribute, and then member has the event to delete some workspaces. But now for this case, because you are collaborating, you can give your teammate admin or member level, where they can be able to, you can collaborate together and then create a report. So let's try to add one of the name here. Let's add someone called Leon Rodriguez. I hope I'll find this name. So let's try and add this. So it's called, then you can add, and then you shall see the members. Now you can see the Liam Rodriguez, and then you can change, you can maybe give a member, you give admin, you can give a contributor there, the one that you want to give, so that you can collaborate with your colleagues. So the next thing we're going to do, in order for you to work in, we created a workspace. So if you come and click here on your top left, you can see now the workspace that we created. So we want now to add an item, and see whether we can do something with it. So there's other things like workspace settings, where you can see some settings. You can see your trial capacity and others. So as this sync, we are going to use we are going to use this one. So here we have a hackathon workspace. So let's say we want to create a new item. Now this is where you see magic. And before that, let me show you some few things before I get to that point. So I'm going to share one slide here. So this slides you can see is getting data into Fabric. So there's something called data ingestion, and you can either have ETL or ELT. So ETL is extract, transform, and load, and then ELT is extract, load, and transform. So some times back we were used to ETL, but nowadays we are used to extract, load, and transform. So this what it means: you go, you extract data, you transform it, and then you load. And the other one means you go extract data, you load it to your platform, and then you are able to do some transformation. Because another fact is, in the real world, there's no clean data. Every data that you have if you see a clean data, just know it's not from the real world. It's just some maybe fictitious data that you can use for training. But a real world data, when you go to the industry, is never clean. So you have to transform it so that it can be used in the visualization and even creating models. So for data ingestion, for those two either processes, we have a data flow, a pipeline, a notebook, and an event stream. And data flow, for those maybe who are used to Power BI, is normal. And then for data pipeline is data flow. Let me come back to data flow. There's something we call Power Query in Power BI, so it's the same. And then data pipeline is mostly used in Data Factory. And then notebook, and you may feel like these are new terms, but you only understand them with time. And then event stream is notebook. We use Python language. There's a Python language that we use called PySpark. And then there's event stream. Event stream is when you want to connect to your live data. Then the other, we have shortcuts. So we create shortcuts to another data, and then you get exact copy of that data from another source. So we have two types. We have external, where you can get data from, for instance, Amazon, that is AWS data, Dataverse, Google Storage, that is from Google Cloud, and then this ADLS is Azure Data Lake Storage. And then we have internal shortcut. Within your lakehouse, you connect your data, and then you get a shortcut. And then database mirroring. Database mirroring is when you have a database, it's like you bring all the database mirrored. You bring the copy of all your database, and then you can see everything. It's in your database in Microsoft Fabric. But this is so much theoretical. So I'll drop that and come to create new item. So when you create a new item, you can see, for instance, we had out this data flow Gen 2. We had talked about a pipeline. It's here. But for right now, let's come and create a new data flow Gen 2. And then I'll call this web data. So I'm trying something new here. Whatever I'm trying, I've not tried before this demo. So if it doesn't work, you should not laugh at me. We are just trying. We are all learning together. So now we have this data flow. So someone may ask, why is it called Gen 2 and it's not Gen? So we have Gen 2. It's just an improved version of Gen 1. We are going and try to get data from a web. So you get data from another source. And then now I want you to see miracles, the power of Microsoft Fabric. Look at all these sources. I want you to just view all these sources. You can get data from all these sources. If maybe you have a file, you have an Excel, you have a text, you have an XML, JSON, you have a folder, a PDF, Parquet file, and then even a SharePoint folder. All this, if you have a database, whether it's an Access database, SQL, Oracle database, IBM, MySQL, Snowflake, Amazon, all those databases, even the Google BigQuery and databases on everything. All this, you can insert your data into Microsoft Fabric and you get to work on it. So Microsoft Fabric doesn't have a limitation of the data sources. You can ingest all your data sources the way you want. And you can see also you can get data that is in another Microsoft or in another Lakehouse or in another data warehouse within the Microsoft Fabric environment. There's also Power Platform. We have like a database, there's Azure, there's online services. All this, you cannot even finish. There are a lot of them. We have like the data sources, there are more than 1,000 and you can get all those inside your Fabric. But for us, we are going to, we are going to come here to others, or you can search. So if you search like web, so you have web API, web page, and whatever this one is not even a web. So you're going to get that from a website. There's a website. So there's a website called government.gov. Data.gov is a United States website where it gives you a lot of data set from the government. So in this case, I told you if it doesn't work, you should not laugh at me, but I'll show you how it should work. So from this, you can, we want to get this link here. It's a live data for a Fed banks. So what you can do is, we shall try to get a connection. So if without this, it cannot connect. So we are going to do something here. So let's see whether it will load. So for this one, it cannot, there's I think in that workspace, the trial that I've created, you cannot connect with the web because you don't have a gateway, but I'm going to show you this in a moment. So don't go anywhere. Just a moment. So we are going to use another workspace here. There's a workspace called Chip Learning Fabric, and then you're going to create, I have 4 minutes. We're going to create a new item, and then you're going to create a new data flow. So I think it's, even if we, so just a moment, and then we'll be there. So this is where we were, and then we said you can get a lot of data sources. And then if we don't do all this, tomorrow we are going to show you all this, the way we can connect to different data sources. This, I wanted to try a web one because it's somehow, mostly it's free. You can, it's not my data, so it's a data from somewhere. And with that, I believe it's a good way to learn. So when you connect this, it should load. Let's give it some 1 minute or 30 seconds. So when you load to this this data, you can be able, you can you can transform data, you can remove the columns that you don't want, and then you load it to what we call Lakehouse. So as we wait for this to load, when you come tomorrow, we will introduce you to what we call Lakehouse, and that's where we store our data when it comes to Fabric, and then how you can do some field transformation using the data flow that we have just shown you, and also the way now you connect that data to Power BI, and then you can visualize, because after creating and connecting to data sources, you want to make sure that that data that you have, it can be visualized in different ways. And let's see our data set here, and then I think this should be the last thing for today. So we have different data here, and then we're gonna view several of them. Let's see this one. Like this one, you can see it's the bank name, city, state, this DIC certificate, acquiring institution, closing date, and fund sort. This is the fund. So this is the history of some banks that failed in US. So it's just free online, and then you can create. So when you create this data, now it gets loaded to your data flow, and then you can load it into your Lakehouse. And with that, so in this now, you have your data here, and then from here you can do some transformation. You can add a column, you can clean this data, and you can do several things. So tune for tomorrow, and we are going to do all this. This is just a one of them, and you're going to see a lot of things that you can do with Microsoft Fabric. So I think with that, I'll get to Sami, and then we can continue. We can finalize.
Thank you so much, Martin, for that great presentation you have shown us, and now hands-on on what we want to do. And I think that's it for us today. So stay tuned for tomorrow, as we will be showing more of these things. And now we are going to build our data. So just as we are closing, it's a reminder that now let's make sure that we pick these accounts and we are able to put our names against the accounts that we have claimed, because some of us have claimed these accounts and we have not put our name. So let's make sure that we do that, so that we may be able to know who's using what account and what accounts are available. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's meet again tomorrow for another session. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.